Janusz Michallik alongside me, Alexis Nunes, looking at Inter's come from behind win against Cagliari. Janusz, a hard fought win for Inter in this one. But once again, they don't make it easy for themselves, do they?
No, if you look what happened to them in Europe against Donetsk, of course, going out of Europe altogether, not just the Champions League, but obviously even Europa League, finishing last in that group. So many chances in that game where they couldn't capitalize, and almost looked the same in this game. Alessio Cragno, the goalkeeper, was absolutely outstanding. I mean, Inter could have been out of sight within the first 15 minutes, couldn't they? The save that he had on Alexis Sanchez, couple on Lukaku, was just absolutely incredible. And throughout the game, even when Inter did find a way, even the second goal, I think that was the only mistake that Cragno made when Barella delivered to D'Ambrosio, and D'Ambrosio putting the ball away from 2 yards out, not even 2 yards out. So I don't know, if I have a bone to pick with Antonio Conte, because he can't score goals. And very much like in Europe, in the Champions League, in this game early on, before they went behind in this game, when Riccardo Sotil put Cagliari ahead, they've just created so much. They just couldn't find that final touch, or that, a little bit of a composure that you expect from the likes of Romelu Lukaku and Alexis Sanchez and other players. And of all the people that actually equalized was, of course, Cagliari's former player, Barella, with this outstanding volley to put Inter level.
Well, you speak about Cragno and you gave him props there, but let's talk about his counterpart, I suppose, today at Inter Milan and Handanovic. Inter seems to have an issue keeping clean sheets this season, Janusz. Worrying problem for you? What's going on there?
Well, yes, there's been a certain amount of decline about Handanovic, and it doesn't give me any pleasure, or anybody else that watches Serie A, regardless of which team they support, because he's been absolutely incredible for Inter and has been one of the best goalkeepers, one of the steadiest goalkeepers in the last 10 years in the world, easily. I don't think I saw anything in this game in particular. I think on that goal was so well put together from Sotil. A little bit lucky, but I don't think it was one that necessarily Handanovic was at fault. But I think we've seen that little bit of a decline. It happens. I think the decline coincides with the players in front of him, that front three that hasn't been at their best. If you look at Bastoni, he's still young. If you look at De Vrij, maybe not at his best. And certainly Skriniar, who didn't even feature for Conte all that much until recently, hasn't been at his best as well. So that's something that, as you know, Antonio Conte, the defensive structure and the players in front of him obviously relies on, just I suppose like any manager. So probably coincides with that, but I think you can say that maybe Handanovic is not as steady as he once was. But I'm not willing to write him off just yet. I think if that structure is better in front of him, I think you'll see more of the same Handanovic.
Well, Inter keeping pace with their city rivals, AC Milan, at least in the Serie A table for this one. But up next, they have a nice juicy one, a top four clash with Napoli. What are you quickly expecting from this one? Or what did you see from today that they might want to work on before that one?
Well, as I said, I mean, finishing, I think the structure of the midfield, I think what I like today, in a way, it was, if I think of Antonio Conte, I don't think he's flexible enough. And very often I've said that he's sticking to this back three. Let's not forget today that switch that was forced to some degree because they were behind. There was an injury as well, I think, to Achraf Hakimi, who himself was a substitute at halftime. But when Lautaro Martinez came in, they switched to four in the back, which I liked, because I think within games sometimes this is something that Conte has stuck to it. Let's not forget when he went to Chelsea. Remember, he was playing with four, then he switched to three, and things started working for him. And then all of a sudden it's this 3-3-3-3-3. Today he starts with Perisic, who he got rid of to Bayern Munich because he didn't feel that he could play a wing back. By the way, he was probably right. Went to Bayern Munich and played in a 4-2-3-1 and looked great. Well, now all of a sudden he can play as a wing back, or maybe he can because he was withdrawn. So I think Antonio Conte's got to figure out his midfield, because I just don't think that you see enough in there to really, really, really challenge. Although there will be pressure against Napoli, because Napoli obviously have the goods to hurt them defensively. And I think the fact that there are Europe, there'll be no excuses for Antonio Conte now. He almost, everyone will say, well, you have the time now. to get it right and challenge for the Scudetto.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.